All the class 9 students of St. Michael's Academy, welcome to another online physical science class. Today, I am continuing the last part of water. So let's start. So first, I am starting with arsenic pollution. Which form of arsenic is more toxic? One of the simplest arsenic compound is the trihydride, the highly toxic flammable pyrophoric arsine, that is ASH3. So you please see the diagram. Here also I have given some arsenic compounds which are responsible for arsenic pollution. So H2AsO4 is there, arsenic 3, arsenic 5 are there. That means this is actually belongs to periodic table, that group. As2O3 is there. So like this, these compounds are very much responsible for arsenic pollution. Now, one thing I can tell you that the arsenic toxicity of underground water is not due to elemental arsenic. In some areas of West Bengal, there are pyrite containing arsenite at a lower level of varying depth. Excessive lifting of groundwater for irrigation and industrial purposes that has in turn led to a fall in the water table. During rainy season, water percolates through soil to such a low level and dissolves the pyrite containing arsenites. The tubewell water of this underground water containing arsenite is responsible for arsenic pollution. The safe level of arsenic in drinking water prescribed by WHO, World Health Organization, is 0.05 milligram per liter. In some areas of West Bengal, arsenic content is about 1.5 milligram per liter. Now, what are the adverse effects of arsenic in drinking water? Long-term exposure to arsenic from drinking water and food can cause cancer and skin lesions. It has also been associated with cardiovascular disease and diabetes. In utero and early childhood exposure has been linked to negative impacts on cognitive development and increased deaths in young adults. So that means arsenic is harmful to us if the exact level has been crossed. The presence of as little as 1.00 milligram per liter of arsenic in water may cause acute poisoning. Those affected by arsenic poisoning have inflamed eyes, cancer of bladder, lungs, skin, kidney, liver, and prostate glands. No cancer effects includes thickening and discoloration of the skin, stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, numbness in hands and feet, partial paralysis and blindness. Arsenic will be excreted through urine and sufferers have high arsenic content in hair, nails and skin. Now, removal of arsenic from water. In underground water-soluble arsenite salts having arsenic 3 radical, on exposure to air and it is oxidized to arsenic 5 and gets precipitate. That is why surface water doesn't contain much arsenic. Among the several methods of arsenic removal, principle of two methods are mentioned One is coagulation method and another one is removal of arsenic by reverse osmosis system. Now, what is the natural way to remove arsenic from water? Current methods to remove arsenic includes precipitation, adding lime or coagulants to water, using membranes to filter it out, or using an ion exchange process. But using a filter for removal is one of the most commonly used methods due to its ease of operation, relatively low cost and high effectiveness. That means filtration is the most commonly used methods because of its low cost. What is the best home system for removing arsenic? The most cost-effective method for removing arsenic from a private water supply appears to be reverse osmosis, commonly called RO. Now see the diagram. Arsenic removal from drinking water. Granular ferric hydroxide GFH in the form of inorganic or amphoteric ion exchanger is used. So sometimes a special ion exchange resin, macroporous polystyrene with incorporated ferric hydroxide nanoparticles is used. Treatment capacity is influenced by the pH of the water. Obviously, we have to measure the pH of the water. On the basis of this, we will take the decision. The resin is not generated. Now see, one process is there and suppose some reactions are there, that is protonation of surface below point of zero charge. But this portion, this protonation of surface is not in your syllabus, so you can leave this portion. Now, coagulation method. The water from the source is collected in a cement or plastic tanks and calculated amount of aluminium or ferrialum is added to it and allowed to stand in air and sunlight to oxidize arsenic 3 to arsenic 5 compounds. Now arsenic 5 compounds will be coagulated with iron 3 and aluminium salts. That 3 and 5 actually the valencies of arsenic. So according to this in periodic table they have got their position. So 60 to 70% as will be removed by this process. So I hope you have understood 60 to 70% arsenic as it is removed by this process. So this process is very, very important. This process is cheap. The waste precipitate enriched with arsenic should be kept in a cement tank and is mixed with cow dung. Biochemical change produce volatile arsenic compounds and will escape in air. So removal of arsenic, the coagulation process consists of the addition of metal-based coagulant such as ferric chloride FeCl3 to arsenic contaminated water. Ferric chloride hydrolyzes in water to form positively charged ferric hydroxide FeOH whole thrice. Arsenic must be in oxidized form, that is As5 for effective removal. Coagulation and filtration with metal salts and lime followed by filtration is the most heavily documented method of arsenic removal from water. In the process of coagulation, arsenic is removed from solution through 3 mechanisms. Now see the first diagram. Coagulation method is there, coagulant added, impurities are there, coagulant added to the water, obviously water is there, coagulant forms precipitate, trapping impurities, precipitate and trapped impurities settle to the bottom. So from the up portion we are getting the fresh water. See the next one, next diagram. Iron salt and calcium chlorohyposalt, actually ClO2O2, added to arsenic contained groundwater. After that, filtration process has been applied. So after that, we are getting arsenic safe groundwater. Now, another process, removal of arsenic by reverse osmosis system. The water obtained from coagulation method containing lesser amount of arsenic is passed through the semi-permeable membrane by applying pressure higher than that of the osmotic pressure of arsenic containing water. At this pressure only, water molecule will pass through the membrane, leaving the arsenic and other pollutants. So reverse osmosis removes most impurities from water. Water is forced through a membrane, semi-permeable membrane rather. The contents of the water, including arsenic, are left behind on the membrane while treated water passes through. Can arsenic be removed by reverse osmosis? You can remove arsenic from your water by using a water cooler with reverse osmosis built in, a process that forces water through a semi-permeable membrane under pressure that will leave contaminants behind and dispense more pure and healthy drinking water. Now see the diagram. In the first diagram, I have tried my best to show the reverse osmosis process. And in the next diagram, removal of arsenic by reverse osmosis advantage of this process, that is achieves greater than 95% removal. Obviously, this is a great advantage of this process, but on the other hand, there are some disadvantages also. Relatively poor water recovery. So this is obviously a disadvantage of this process. Now, removal of arsenic by ion exchange process. In drinking water treatment, this technology is commonly used for softening and nitrate removal. Arsenic removal is accomplished by continuously passing water under pressure through one or more columns packed with strong base anion SBA exchange resin. The removal of arsenic from water and wastewater is obligatory. Resin is one of the most effective absorbents for the removal of arsenic. In order to improve the absorption capacity of resin, a new cerium-loaded cation exchange resin arsenic absorbent was prepared by impregnating cerium into the cation exchange resin. So see the first diagram. Source of water. First it is passing through this machine. Sulfate is there, arsenic, nitrate. Clearly visible. After that, after passing through this, we are getting finished water that is free from arsenic. And in the next diagram, mechanism of copper electrolysis refining has been shown. Cathode and anodes are there. Anode is made up of copper and cathode also, and electrolyze also copper sulfate solution. So how cation is coming and anion is going out in the solution, everything has been shown. Presence of fluoride in groundwater. Presence of low or high concentration of fluoride in groundwater is because of natural or anthropogenic causes or a combination of both. Natural sources are associated to the geological conditions of an area. Several rocks have fluoride-bearing minerals like apatite, fluorite, biotite, and hornblende. So, water from from tube wells and from public water supply contains fluorides. The optimum level of fluoride in drinking water is 1 to 1.5 milligram per liter. In some states of India, for example, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, UP, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, in some district of Assam, there are fluoride concentration is more than 1.5 milligram per liter. These states are endemic for fluorosis. Please pronounce this disease properly. Now see the diagram. Here also I have given a chart of the state that is affected by groundwater contamination. Gujarat, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, UP, Kerala, Rajasthan and Punjab. Now, effects of fluoride. Fluorides are present in the environment. Excessive systemic exposure to fluorides can lead to disturbances of bone homeostasis, that is skeletal fluorosis, and enamel development, that is dental or enamel fluorosis. The severity of dental fluorosis is also dependent upon fluoride dose and the timing and duration of fluoride exposure. Now see the diagram. Here teeth enamel diagram has been shown. Fluoride ions replace hydroxide ions inside teeth and bones. Small amounts of fluoride strengthens teeth and bones. That's why generally in paste fluorides are there. But too much fluoride causes teeth and bones to be too dense and brittle. Now the concentration fluoride greater than 1.5 causes dental fluorosis of child and adults. Skeletal damage of both children and adults. Muscular weakness, pain and rigidity of joints, anemia, etc. Maybe you have remembered that I told you in paste there is a chemical called calcium fluoride, but that is in very small amounts. Removal of fluoride from water. First one, fluoride concentration is reduced by reverse osmosis system. Second, by passing through activated alumina fluoride is absorbed. F minus fluoride ion is absorbed on alumina, that is Al2O3. Defluorination capacity is better at slightly acidic condition. In this process, fluoride content of water is reduced to 0.1 milligram per liter. Now what is reverse osmosis then? The principle of osmosis is to allow solvent water through a semi-permeable membrane into solution, but solute could not pass through this membrane to solution. So by applying pressure higher than the osmotic pressure of the solution, here water containing fluorides, only the water molecules will pass through the membrane, leaving the pollutants. This is reverse osmosis. Now see the diagram. Technology of fluoride removal plant from drinking water. Total process has been shown in this diagram. Thank you students. For any doubts or queries, please email me at shureshna1.sma@outlook.com.